Jacob Burton here from StellaCulinary.com, and in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to make a basic mayonnaise recipe. And for mayonnaise, all you really need are two things, which is a neutral flavored oil and egg yolk. So here I have canola oil and some eggs. Now these secondary ingredients are there for flavor and textural enhancement. So here I have some dry mustard, a little bit of kosher salt, white pepper, lemon, and water. So we're going to start by cracking our egg on a hard, flat surface and separating the yolk from the white, just basically by letting that white run through our fingers as we pass it from hand to hand. And for this recipe, we're going to use 2 yolks, so go ahead and place that into a medium-sized mixing bowl. And for every 1 yolk, you're going to need about 1 cup of neutral flavored oil to make your mayonnaise. Now here I have a wet towel that I wring out. I'm going to twist this up and place it in a circular fashion on my table, and this is just to help stabilize my bowl. And into that bowl, I'm going to add some water, about a tablespoon per yolk. And then to this, I'm also going to add the juice of half a lemon. And that's going to add both the flavor and also some added water to my emulsification. Then goes in the mustard powder, and the mustard powder is a very strong emulsifier and also adds a nice flavor, I believe, to mayonnaise. Now, the first step that a lot of people skip is you want to really whisk your egg yolks and get them kind of airy, and this is going to aid in the initial stages of emulsification. Now, another secret is you want to make sure that you start your emulsification just by slowly drizzling in a couple of drops of oil at first. And what happens is as this oil starts to get broken up into very, very small droplets into your egg yolks, they're going to start to disperse. And you can see here that our egg yolks have already started to thicken slightly. And as the viscosity or as the thickness increases, it's going to become easier and easier to emulsify in your oil. So the initial stages of the emulsification process, it's very important to just slowly drizzle in your oil. Make sure you get a strong base for that emulsification. And then towards the end, you can start streaming it in faster and faster. So here you can see my mayonnaise is fairly thick. I only have a little bit of oil to go, so I can just almost dump that in directly while whisking constantly, and it's going to incorporate much easier into my mayonnaise. Now, you want to look for a thick consistency that looks basically like mayonnaise, like that. You've seen mayonnaise before. Go ahead and finish your seasoning with a little bit of salt, a little bit of white pepper for depth of flavor. And then I like my mayonnaise to be fairly lemony. You can add any sort of vinegar here, but you want some acid in there because the egg yolks and the oil will really coat your palate and kind of give you a heavy flavor. And I like to add a little bit of sugar to my mayonnaise only because I add a lot of lemon. So, that kind of helps counterbalance the acidity. Place this in an airtight container, and you can refrigerate this for up to 5 days. Now, in this episode's show notes, I'll put a link to a scalable recipe for this mayonnaise, and also a link to our in-depth food science lecture on the science behind emulsifications if you're interested. And you can find those show notes by going to StellaCulinary.com/SNS16.